Hey guys, Stanley7 here. I'm gonna try to get through this commentary cleanly as best that I can. I don't know, but if you can't already tell from the sound of my voice, I'm not feeling great today, and that's why I tried to stream for a little bit yesterday, and it just wasn't working out. Like yesterday, I felt like I felt like I was sick and I had no energy, and then I woke up today, and today I feel like I have energy, but I still feel sick, and it's just like kind of annoying. But I still wanted to try to get this video out here, and if you missed it, also uploaded the subcast, which was a little impromptu, like basically, I mean, it was pretty much like an interview that I did with good old Sector 701, the man, the myth, the legend, Justin Baker, the Terry Crews look-alike. Not really. So I did a little, again, like basically an interview with him. Uploaded that. So if you're interested in that, it was a pretty fun interview. Not gonna lie, pretty fun video. And the fact that the RuneScape sound effects were on in the background is actually hilarious to me. Because I didn't when I was recording it, I didn't realize that was the case at all. I thought I had the sound effects turned off. I had them turned way down, but they were not turned off, so that was kind of funny. I'm sure it's probably not going to be that funny when trying to listen to the podcast and all I hear is like constant wood cutting. I wasn't wood cutting the whole time, okay? I was doing agility most of the time, so there wasn't that much sound, but it's just, I don't know. It's still kind of funny to me. But anyways, yeah, go check out the subcast if you're interested in that. A lot of funny moments, and if you want like more of those, you know, maybe we could make more of them. It was kind of an impromptu thing. We didn't plan on it at all, and then I didn't even think he was gonna get online that day, and then he did, and I was like, hey, let's do a little podcast, and he was like, all right, I'm black, and then so we ended up doing the podcast. That's kind of how it went down. So if you want more of those, let me know, because right now that's probably gonna be the only one, and it might be the only one. Other than that, I also wanted to talk about. I don't know if I've talked about this in any of the videos yet. I think Clat and I did a podcast where we talked about it for a little bit. I want to talk about the whole competitive Call of Duty situation for next year, and get your guys' opinions on it, because I'm kind of interested in some different aspects of it. The first thing I wanted to talk about is apparently they are doing 5v5 again next year, and to be honest, I am not too thrilled about that. We tried 5v5 here for a whole year in Black Ops 4, and I can get why they're trying to stick to 5v5 now that they've switched over to it, because they've already invested a lot of resources in it, I suppose. But at the same time, it also kind of sucks because they go over to 5v5, which is like this big change from when Black Ops 4 came out, and then here we come with Modern Warfare, and you thought that we could smoothly transition with the 5v5s now that we're sort of used to that stuff into this new game. But no, they also add in the whole franchising element, which I'm not going to talk about the franchising element too much in this video, but that is definitely a factor. Adding that in is definitely a factor to the whole like destabilization of the scene, I suppose, which is funny because we had 5v5 was like the super destabilizing thing again when Black Ops 4 came out. Now we have franchising being the super destabilizing thing coming into Modern Warfare, so it's kind of interesting to me that they had two things like that 2 years back to back, and you know, maybe next year they'll get rid of 5v5, make it 3 years back to back. But no, seriously, I think that would be a good change. We had our time with 5v5 here in Black Ops 4, and to be honest, I was not too impressed by it. I still enjoyed Black Ops 4 competitive. I enjoyed watching it, I enjoyed playing it, but there's two big factors that contribute to my least favorite parts of it, and that is, I would say, the increased health and the 5v5. Like, I feel like those would probably work on their own, you know, like 5v5 without increased health would probably work, and increased health without 5v5 would probably work, but both of those together definitely do not work. It made the game a lot more about holding hands, and it just made it a lot more brainless, in my opinion. A lot less strategy, a lot less thought going into the game, and a lot more of just brainless, hey, let's have two people stack on top of each other and challenge at the same time. Like, that's pretty much what the game came down to with those two additions. So it's kind of unfortunate. I still enjoyed it. You could still have some fun plays, but The core of it wasn't as interesting as previous Call of Duty, in my opinion. So there's that. Another thing that I was interested about is there's also going to be, like, teams are going to have, like, complete substitutes, almost like a bench, if you want to think about real sports, almost like having a bench. And it makes things kind of weird to me, because you could have a scenario where you have 3 players on a team that play both modes, that play the respawn modes and play search and destroy as well. But you could also have 2 subs that only come off the bench for search and destroy, because I believe it also said that you could make substitutions mid-series. And I'm kind of torn on how I feel about that one. That's going to be another big change. That's definitely going to change the way this year plays out, and potentially change strategy for different matches, change the way, change like what sort of players that teams are looking at. Maybe there's going to be like specialty players, like specialized players now in Call of Duty, which was kind of already a thing, but at the same time, the best teams would have players that could play both search and respawn. I mean, that was pretty common across the board. So I don't know how that one's going to go. Overall, I'm curious to see how that plays out, but I'm not exactly sure if it's a good thing. It's definitely going to be different, though. I'm not too sure. There you guys go. There's the final score. Not able to hit 90 this episode, but we got pretty close, and that was a pretty good game. Though. Solid performance there out of both of us on Contraband Hurricane. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about all the stuff I talked about, and see you next time.